Hello YouTube, Jeff, and it's been a while since I've done one of these videos. Went on about a 6-month hiatus there, but we're back at it. What better things to do than look at properties while we're all stuck in quarantine? So I pulled one up here on my MLS. Just thought we'd take a quick look at it and run through some of the features of the home, check out the pictures, see if it's anything that would be worth looking at. If this is your first time watching, please like and subscribe below. I'm always also looking for other houses and properties to do a review on, so please leave comments or addresses below if you'd like me to look at something of your choice. Let's get started here. Over on the screen we got a look at 923 Turner Avenue, northwest side of Grand Rapids. Looks like it was a partial flip on this home, currently vacant, and estimated rents at $1,000 and $1,300. Let's go through and take a look at this house and see what it looks like. So check out these photos real quick. Overall, looks like a fairly decent home. Depends on your taste. The northwest side of Grand Rapids is coming up a little bit. Is a little bit on the less expensive side of Grand Rapids, so the price definitely is not surprising there. Looks like needs some appliances in the upstairs unit. Overall, looks like they did a pretty good job. Outside looks just pretty average in the area. It is a little bit in a busier area. This house is right off the highway, so if you take a look at the map here, you're going to be looking right next to 131 right there, and so it'll be a little bit louder. It just depends if the tenants, or if you're going to do a live-in rental, are willing to put up with the noise from the highway there. But let's take a look back at these details. So price on this one, we're looking at $185 and estimated rents $1,000 and $1,300. They don't sound unrealistic, but I don't know the area over there. I like to use a tool called Rentometer and check out those rents. So we'll go over to rentometer.com and we'll just copy that address right there and plug that into our address bar here. Now, if I remember correctly, we were looking at 2 beds and 2 beds. So let's see what our average rents are for a 2-bed in that area of Grand Rapids. Do a quick analyze, and looks like our median rent is $1,400, average rent $1,350. So, I mean, they don't look unrealistic compared to everything in the area, but that's also looking at a little bit of a broader scope. So we're getting stuff on the other side of the river there, and stuff that's a little bit farther south, more towards the developed area, like by Medical Mile and all that. So I'd play this on the conservative side and figure out if it's worth pursuing at those prices. One thing that you guys are more than welcome to do is look at a crime map too. I do know the Northwest was not the most sought after neighborhood, we'll say, in the area, but it is a little bit better than what it used to be about 10 years ago. But for the time being, we'll just plug in the numbers. I'm going to play it conservative. It says 1,000, 1,300. Let's just go 1050 on both of those and see what we're looking at for a ROI. So I got my Excel sheet pulled up down here. Went through a different example earlier today. Not going to take a look at that one. So let's just put in here, it was 923 Turner. And I made some updates to the sheet, so it plugs it right into the bottom, and it also takes you right to the page and ready to go. I've updated the interest rates to the current prime rates. 4.375 is a little bit higher on the prime rate for an investment property. I'm going through refinance right now, and that is with a cash out at 4.375. So you might be able to get 4.25 in that neighborhood. So make sure you update that to what you're looking at. Price on this one was $185,000, so we'll plug that in there. 30 years. And we said we are going to go conservatively on that, so we're going to put 1050 and 1050 on that. Now we might want to fudge those numbers a little bit and play around with it based off of what we knew the updates were, and also account for anything else that you're going to have to purchase, like the appliances upstairs. So maybe you'll want to put 1,000 in here or 1,100 in here. Heck, if you want to put the 1,300 in there that they recommend, then that's by all means, go ahead and do that. This is your calculator and your tool to figure out what you are willing to do for an investment property. So just right off the bat here, we've got 185,000, 30-year, 4.38 or 4.375. That's just rounded up with the 2 decimal places there. Down payment, I've got that set at 20%. I know lending is getting a little bit stricter right now, but I do know that some banks will do 20%, 25%. And I do know of one credit union, Adventure Credit Union, that will go as low as 5% for a down payment on a 2-unit only. But that is only if you are doing a live-in property. So other than that, 20% down is pretty universal, so we'll keep that there at $37,000 for our down payment. I also like to include all of our other fees and expenditures that we're going to be planning on for each month. So over here, I keep repairs, capital expenditures, and vacancy. I calculate that out to 5% each, so 15% going into the bank account for reserves. Plus, if you are not managing this yourself, you want to make sure that you're always accounting for that and making sure that down the road maybe you don't want to. So I just capture that price right there for a grand total of 546 in monthly expenditures and reserves. So we've got our total monthly revenue brought right there. Bring it down. Monthly mortgage is going to be averaged about $11.28 per month right there, minus your 546 in expenditures. It looks like your cash flowing at about $426 per month. So looks like the numbers make sense on this property, but of course you're going to want to do your due diligence, check out the area, the neighborhood, make sure you go in there and check it out. But one thing to also account for was this is not including the purchase of appliances. So if you want to include purchase for appliances, depends on how much you want to spend on these appliances, but I know that everybody's not going to be buying the nicest of appliances for a rental, so maybe we could get a stove and a refrigerator. Let's just plug it in at $3,000. You see that brings down our cash on cash return on investment right below there. Went from 14 down to 13%. Cash flow is obviously going to stay the same. It's just going to require a higher amount of down payment. So $3,000 on top of your down payment right there. Other costs that may not be captured in this calculator are closing costs. Right now, it's still a seller's market, even if we still are considering this whole coronavirus thing that's going on right now. Buyer typically pays closing costs, and if you're a good negotiator and don't have to do that, by all means, then work that into your deal. So if you wanted to add those on top of there too, let's just assume that it's going to be $4,000 for closing costs. So $7,000 right there. We're looking at a 12% cash on cash return. Still cash flowing at $426. You're going to have to walk to the table with about $44,000, maybe give or take a couple $1,000, but still a fairly strong investment. But again, you want to do your due diligence. So one more quick look at that property real quick and see if it is worth pursuing further. So just taking a look at these photos one more time. One other thing you can obviously do is, if you're not familiar with the area, contact a realtor that is familiar with the area. But Google also has this awesome tool called Street View. So I'm going to copy that address in there one more time and plug that into Google and see what we're looking like. Looks like we missed the W on there, but still pulled it up for us. So take a look at the street view. Like I said, we are going to be right next to the highway right there, so it might be a little bit louder. Looks like you got some old tenants living on the porch right there, just so you can get a view of the area. Just go up and down the street. Looks like an old vacant parking lot, or no, maybe it's not vacant, it's just overgrown. So you can see the type of neighborhood that you're in over here. One-way street right here, so that is going to be consideration for parking. All in all, pretty average for that area of Grand Rapids, but like I said, I'm not super familiar. I know it from driving through it, but never been in it for an extended period of time. So that's it. I think I'd be interested in checking it out, looking at it further. Maybe pull up a crime app and see if it's anything that I would be interested in managing myself, or if I want to resource that out and hire a third-party management company. Hope everybody out there is doing well with the whole coronavirus going on. Hope you're all staying safe, stay healthy. Again, give me a like, subscribe right down below. I appreciate the watch. Thank you.